So it's the new year, 2020, and you've written yourself a long list of things to achieve, of resolutions, goals, your vision, your mission, if you will. And even though we're only 9 days in, you're a tad bit overwhelmed. Well, I'm here to tell you, start with the simple stuff.
Just you know why.
Our first project is a cover-up, not for a crime, but a patch cover-up. I found this cotton shirt. It was really soft. I liked the shade of gray, but it had a company logo on it that I didn't want to rep. There's no personal beef between me and Garrett. I just didn't want to wear their logo on my chest, so I covered it up with the Minnie Mouse. Buttons are one of the easiest ways to upcycle a shirt. I bought this red shirt and it came with red buttons. Unfortunately, some of the buttons were missing. Instead of replacing said buttons, I decided to change all the buttons on the shirt to these black and white checkerboard buttons that I found. It makes the shirt a lot more interesting, and it's a simple change you can make to any button-up shirt that you may have. Just switch out the buttons. So up next we have this brown silky-esque top. All I did to upcycle it is to simply switch out the buttons, but this time I made the buttons myself. So I have these brown wooden beads, and because I don't have wire, I ended up having to use my pin eyes, my jewelry pin eyes, which are short, so it made it a lot more complicated than it needed to be. If you had wire, you would just put the wire through and then twist it at the top and make a loop. But because I'm using my pin eyes, I had to find a way to join the two in order to make it long enough to go all the way around the bead. I would like to use words to explain to you further what I did, but I don't feel like that would make it any easier to understand. So instead, I made sure that this part was as easy to follow along as it could possibly be without the section being too long. So hopefully you'll be able to understand and to see what I did, in case you also have the same problems I do and you don't have wire but you have jewelry pin eyes. If you have neither, then I would just advise you to skip ahead. This upcycle is more of a mend than an upcycle, but I found this shirt which I purely bought because of the closures. I thought the metal closures were interesting. That's the only reason why I bought the shirt. But when I got home, I realized 2 of the closures were missing, which means when I wear it, there's a gap, which isn't desirable. So I came up with a solution, and I replaced the missing ones with lobster clips. About buttons. Okay, so I have this skirt, but it was much too big in the waist, so I just moved the buttons to make it tighter, and that's it. I did end up changing the buttons to a different position on the skirt so it looks more asymmetrical, but you'll have to wait until the end to see that. This one is more of a mend than an outright upcycle. So when I saw this black shirt, for once, I noticed before I bought it, the button was missing. But what I decided I was going to do is to move the button that was on the collar down to the other place on the shirt that it was missing, and then put a plain button on the collar because you can't even see it when it's closed anyways. So I found this dress, which as a whole I'm not the biggest fan of, but the skirt portion of the dress was made of this beautiful material. Here, I'll zoom in so you can see it. So I decided that I would make it into a skirt. So I detached it from the top part, and originally I was going to fully line the skirt. So I laid the skirt up against the lining, and I cut it out, and I sewed up the sides, and I joined it at the top, right sides facing each other. Then I realized I should have used a stretch lining because the material itself is stretchy. Because now with this cotton lining, it ruined the shape of the skirt when you wear it. So I ended up having to chop off most of that lining, and then I just turned it inside out and ironed it. Then I tried it on and it looked like I was wearing a tube, so I had to add a zip. So here we have a top. And originally this was gonna be a mend because whoever sewed those shoulder parts together didn't do the greatest job. A for effort though. So originally I just wanted to take it apart and then re-sew it so it would be stronger, but I ended up sewing the wrong sides together, so it changed from this off-shoulder top into a vest, which I'm not mad about, and you will see in the end. Next we have this skirt. The waist was much too big, but the pattern was much too lovely to leave it behind, so I bought it. But this is an easy fit. You just need to know your waist measurement and you take it in accordingly. So I ended up taking in 4 inches, 2 inches on either side using a dart. And voila!